Please welcome Kristen Kurtis.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Not too much. Actually, that's a lie. Lots of things are going on. Today's a very special day for me because tomorrow is my birthday. Star Wars Day, may the 4th be with you. And because of that, my little sister is visiting me for the first time in the 3 years that I've lived in Austin, which is very exciting. Yeah.
Where is she?
Where is Kathy? Where are you? She's over here. She is an Aryan version of myself. Just picture blonde hair and blue eyes, and glasses, that's her. We've been having a good time. I've been trying to give her the Austin experience. This is mostly eating things. Right? Little Deli we went to. Let's see. Well, yeah, Little Deli's great. She also had Torchies. And we got Whataburger last night because that's necessary. And Chico, actually, today. Yeah. But mostly we've just been playing my Sega CDX. You don't even know what a Sega CDX is. Yeah. It was made for like a single year. It plays CDs and Genesis cartridges. And yeah. My sister and I have not lived in the same place in 10 years, and this is how we choose to reunite with each other to play Sega games. I miss her. She's pretty badass. We're having a lot of fun. I kind of wish that she would move here, but I kind of don't, because then that means that our mom would probably move here. Nobody wants that. You don't even want that. You know. I'm harsh. Our parents did the best they could. They were pretty great parents. They were very interested in making sure that we were always doing something, you know, like activities. We each did a lot of things, but I think the only thing that we both did was figure skating, believe it or not. Yeah, it's a crazy sport. And I did it pretty intensely for 4 years. 4th to 8th grade I competed, and my coach would come and pick me up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and take me to the rink. And that was 4 years of sports conditioning for strength and ballet for grace, and I never got any better. 4 years. Never got any better. Let's put it this way. There are 8 levels of skill in figure skating, and I was the equivalent of a white belt, which is called pre-preliminary. I'm totally serious, because the United States Figure Skating Association is not condescending at all. I passed that test, because I have to pass the test to be pre-preliminary, and I ended up failing my preliminary test because I didn't point my toe during a spiral. At least I looked good though, right? Because I'm wearing this like really nice crushed blue velvet dress. If you want to know what that material feels like, my sister is strangely wearing a dress made out of it tonight, so feel free to molest her on the way out. This material that's warmer than most of those like skin-tight little spandex ones, and it had these like silver bursts on it that looked like fireworks, and a little bit of vomit on the dress. Not my own vomit. Not my own vomit. My mom's best friend's daughter, Cherie, decided that while seated between my sister and I in the back of my mom's Jeep Cherokee was the opportune time to just spew hot dogs and fruit roll-ups everywhere. And we couldn't take them home. I don't even know why they were with us. I think it was more for like moral support for my mom while I was getting tested. But we had paid for this test and scheduled it months in advance, so when we go and I fail, we very unceremoniously have to pile back into this Jeep with the hot dogs and the fruit roll-ups and drive an hour back home. And I remember the window being rolled down, just leaning out of it, very angstily listening to Yourself or Someone Like You, the debut album from Matchbox 20.
Great album.
It's so good, right? That kind of music got me through figure skating because it was really stressful. You believe me, it was a really stressful sport. For instance, there are like dozens of us on the ice skating all at the same time, right? And they're all spinning and jumping and trying to get up to speed. And if someone puts in their program tape, move, bitch, get out the way. I swear to God, if someone comes down and does like a triple sow cow and your head is there, you could get decapitated. I mean, it might just happen. To the point that I was terrified of it and think that that's how Tanya Harding should have taken Nancy Kerrigan. Just throw her in the warm-up at the Olympics. It would have been much more believable, because I was terrified of bleeding out every day. I was also afraid that my farts would betray me.
What?
Because I was a pretty gassy kid. You know, I was just afraid that I'd be like skating and then all of a sudden like a little like fog of hot breath would just hang in the air. Or like I'd be doing a sit-stand, it would be creating like a donut underneath my leg. Never happened, but as you can see, very stressful. Just constant worrying with figure skating. So I finally quit after I failed my preliminary test, and my mom was so unhappy because she supported me. My mom believed in me. My mom believed so hard that I could live out her dreams. So, unfortunate because I didn't live out a single one of them. Terrible at tap. She wanted me to use swimmer, never made it out of tadpole at the YMCA. Never made it past the brownies in Girl Scouts, but I was very good at being just like your father! But, at least he appreciated it when I quit, because figure skating is expensive, and he used to blame us for being poor. Which I kind of thought was unfair, right? Like, I didn't ask to figure skate. I didn't ask for the collection of Hess trucks that he had, or the Beanie Babies, or the set of 12 years of Catholic school education that my sister and I suffered through. That does something to a person, you know that, right? Like, that does something to you, mentally, and spiritually, and sexually. My mother was obsessed with catching people getting off. True story. Sitting on the couch with my first serious boyfriend under a blanket watching the X-Files, and we're holding hands, and my mother, I don't know how she thought this was smooth, but just came over and ripped the blanket off of us, expecting me to find him, you know, being beaten off under there. Come on. I might lie about my level of sexual activity to you because I'm 17 years old, but I've got enough integrity to not beat my boyfriend off into a hand-crocheted blanket that Grammy did, okay? Better than that. Better than that. But my mother was better at catching people because she totally caught me masturbating once. So it was so embarrassing. So I'm laying on the ground, right? So I'm like down here on my, well, it's the ground here, it was my bed. But I'm in bed and I'm doing my thing, and my mom comes in, and God knows that, I mean, she could have checked on me every night after I went to bed. We could go to Catholic school for 12 years. She'd just be like, no, she didn't run away. All right. But that night, she opens the door, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing. I've got a sheet over me. And I think her favorite thing to do was to rip blankets off people. Because that's what she did, and caught me that time, and demanded that I come downstairs, clean yourself up and come downstairs and let's talk about how dirty you are. So almost as awkward as watching Vanilla Sky with your mom in the movie theater. There's a pretty bad sex scene in that movie. Don't do it. Not that you'll ever get the opportunity, but don't do it. Yeah. I don't know if going to Catholic school put this like air on me, like I had to go to enough confessions that people now feel like they can just tell me their secrets. It just happens, and I don't ask them to tell me their secrets. The most recent incident of this was I was hosting a music festival up in Carrollton, and some dude that's like loading shit on and off the stage is just like, hey, I really like your personality. You're really cool. And it's not that fake kind of bubbly shit either, right? So I feel comfortable around you, and I feel like something's been bothering me, and I can just get it off my chest because that makes people feel better. So I'm going to share this with you, that the other day I was drunk, and I left all the windows open, and my daughter's cat jumped out, and my pit bulls ate it. Oh, what are you doing with that information? I don't know, but this happens all the time, and I think it happens mostly because I share too much information about myself. Just far too much information. Like, did you know that one time I threw my sister down the stairs?
That's sister?
It wasn't my idea. It was my friend Jess's idea. Oh. So at least it didn't like originate from my brain, but I did very giddily go along with blindfolding her and telling her she was gonna die. There were these 6 stairs and there was a landing, and we put every pillow and couch cushion in the whole house there, and we jumped on it several times before we grabbed her, and 1, 2, 3, and she landed, and the screaming stopped when she realized she wasn't dead. And we spent the next 2 hours just actually jumping into the pile of pillows and things. But I still sometimes, like when I'm high especially, and I'm especially empathetic kind of think about how terrified she must have been in those few minutes, and I feel really bad. So thank you for letting me share that with you. Oh my God.
Most of it anyway.
Yeah. You don't remember most of it? Good. I'll stop feeling bad about it then. Like I said, Catholic school does something you never asked for. I guess you get a lot of experiences in life that you never asked for. Like ex-husbands. Have one of those. And what's weird is that I lost my voice right before the wedding. That should have been a sign from God, right? I wasn't allowed to say my vows. I should have been like, oh, sorry, babe. God doesn't want this to happen. But it did, and that was up in Spokane, Washington, of all places. And we moved down here. Oh, Spokane gets a woo. Okay. I'm not going back there anytime soon, but good for you. And he's not either. We got divorced, and he stayed in the house that we were renting, which ended up being like 2.5 blocks away from where I bought a house, which wasn't on purpose. But it does mean that I have a high probability of running into him sometimes. And I'm dating somebody new, right? So we're in Target, and we split up and go down 2 different aisles. And I turn the corner to go down the aisle that my boyfriend is on and see that my ex-husband has turned down it 2 seconds prior. Yeah, that is the exact sound that my gut made. It was just like, oh my God, I would love to see the security footage that Target had of me just like dropping my shit and very quietly turning and running away. And the microphone won't let me do that today. Anyway, so I literally black out, like don't remember anything that happens from the second that my adrenaline kicks in until I like wake up, come back to real life, right? And I smell flowers, and they smell kind of fake, and there's pastel colors all around me. And then I realize that I'm in the feminine hygiene aisle, and that in my stupor, my body took me to the one place in the entire Target that my ex-husband wouldn't find me. So that made me feel pretty good, that I can trust my subconscious. So if the zombie apocalypse ever breaks out, I'm all set.